Matt, just to start off with your final thoughts on Saturday's win over Accrington.
Yeah, pleased watching it back. Pleased with the feel of the group and the approach to the game and the start of the game. Settled us down in terms of a rhythm and an output and a performance. Scores 2 goals so early, not only in terms of the scoreline, but just made us better in terms of our mentality to what was next, and gave us a really good understanding of what that game needed to be successful. We really wanted the 3 points. We were determined for that. I think our performance probably warranted more in terms of a scoreline, but to win a game 2-0 and in the manner that we did was really pleasing.
And with a long trip to York up next this weekend, that'll give the team great confidence going up there.
Yeah. I've got to try and keep the team as level as I possibly can. So, as much as we enjoy the winning moments in football, which is so important, we stay level. We understand when it doesn't quite go our way and we get beaten, and we understand what goes into a winning performance. But puts a extra spring in your step in terms of training, which we've seen this week, and has helped some of the younger ones in terms of where their bodies and minds are at. But under no illusions what we're going to be up against this weekend, but another challenge to look forward to.
York made a decent start to life back in the Football League as well after getting promoted last season. What are you kind of expecting to see from them?
Yeah, similar to Grimsby, really, a team we expect to be in the mix, the top end of the league. They've played 2 promotion candidates already and fared really well. Possession based, I think they've got the most amount of possession in the Football League so far this season. Good crowd supporting them well on the back of their promotion. They've got a clear bump and growth on the back of that. So well supported at Rotherham last weekend in huge numbers. But a good place to play football. I expect it to be a good game of football. We've got to be so well organised, so understanding of our structure and our moments to be aggressive without the ball, and then use the ball really well as well. And hopefully pack a big enough punch and create enough moments where we can hold a field position up the pitch for a little bit longer. That was part of the pleasing aspect of Accrington. We never really felt fully comfortable in the game, but we were in the mid-pitch for most of the game. Spent very little time near our goal. I still want more from our attacking output to sustain pressure and to stay camped out in the final third for whenever the game allows.
How's training been this week? You said that you expect the team to kind of evolve over time. Will that be reflective of what you're working on in training?
Yeah, we'll keep aiming for our improvements and on top of our principles of play and our understanding of it. Young players generally evolve. There's a natural progression for them, but they need the belief of wins and good performances to back that up as well. I think we've had a bright week, but this weekend is a totally different test to Accrington at home. I'm also going into a 3-game week as well. We've got a few body issues, which you always have at this point in time, this moment in time, and we know we're still in a transfer window as well. So we expect maybe York squad to look, or team to look slightly different on Saturday. Ours might do as well. There's still a little bit of unknown, especially even though we're doing this on a Wednesday as opposed to back end of the week.
Just want to ask you about your leadership team as well this year. Nearly a month in with Jack and Jake Dorhays as your senior leadership team. How do you think they've been getting on?
Oh, I'm delighted. Jack, more than anyone else, stood up to plate in terms of that leadership role, leadership capacity. A true captain. He's led on the pitch, he's led off the pitch. His goal was a reward, and his performance at the weekend was a reward for what he's done every single day. And a lot of that people don't see. But him and Doyle have run the change room really well. We've got a very honest group, and they'll need guidance at the time, they'll need support. But in terms of the way Fitzy and Doyle go about their daily work, there's no better examples for what a professional footballer needs to look like. So any of our young players who are learning about that, they've got 2 fantastic role models and 2 good players as well. And in Doyle's case, I suppose Fitzy as well, who missed the back end of last season. I think there's not making up for lost time, but their hunger to do well for this football club. They weren't available when we needed them, but they're available now, and we certainly need them in their current roles and current capacity. So looking forward to seeing how they grow as leaders. It's not just a finished article right now. Alongside this team evolving, I'm sure they'll develop in their own ways, but both have started the season really well, and Doyle is still getting up to speed for real match sharpness and fitness.
How are you looking player availability wise for the weekend?
Similar to the weekend, we've got the odd bits and pieces, but similar. I don't expect too much to change. Harry Kite has still got a tightness in his calf, but he's due to be back on the grass back end of this week, if not the start of next week, so he's very close. Like I say, there's the odd issue from the weekend. The odd bit we picked up in training, that is just par for the course as professional footballers. So we'll react. The squad is still quite thin, and I want to add to it and strength and depth. But as it stands at this moment in time, there's no one near to coming through the door. We're going to have to be reactive, like we spoke about, in terms of what the next few days look like. We're comfortable with that. Hopefully our supporters and the club are comfortable with that as well. So we'll probably go where we are right now to York.
It'll be an interesting experience for you next Tuesday, being us playing Barnet just before the window is about to slam shut. So I know something that you're a bit frustrated by, but that's going to could make things a little difficult going into that window.
Yeah, when we say frustrated, it's going to be a new experience. Every other transfer window, we're sat in that training ground or in the office or at the stadium, working towards something or waiting for something to happen. At least we'll be working. So maybe it takes our minds off what's immediately in front of you. But there's a game to be played this weekend, and then we'll look towards Tuesday and what that needs. But yeah, we've got Marcus Flickcroft, obviously our technical director, who's very well experienced and equipped to deal with anything that's needed on that Tuesday night. And it might not come down to Tuesday night. We might have done all our business by a different point in time, and we can just concentrate on the game on Tuesday. But it's not just us. I'm sure a lot of football teams are in the same situation where, if possible, there's still work to be done.
Well, over 500 fans will be making that long trip to York as well this weekend, and they've been great so far this season. But it does really help the team, doesn't it? To have them there.
It's huge, and whether it's the Grimsby one or just the travel and everything involved in that, the commitment, the outgoings, the costs, time off work. It's such a long way. We know that, but these group of players really appreciate it, and we're delighted to celebrate that home result with our supporters in the right way. We'd love to back that up with an away performance where we could celebrate together as well.
And it is 3 games in 8 days coming up as well. Are you happy that 2 of those next week are at home after 2 long trips?
Yeah, I mean, you prefer your home games in terms of the structure of your work going towards them, and the comforts that the players feel, plus our home form. It's only 1 game in, but we're 1 win on the board in terms of home form, playing in front of our supporters, and the way we know the pitch and the way our supporters can get behind us, certainly the big bank. So looking forward to that, but first and foremost, we've got to go to York and compete and put on a performance that says we're there to get something out of that game. And the moment that's done, then we look forward to a couple of home games on the bounce. But a 3-game week is opportunity for points. We know the challenges we're going to face, but fantastic opportunity to pick up some points.